Welcome once again to the Mind of Opex. Today's a great day, sunny day, beautiful day, but I would like to discuss something with you today. I never watch television. Now you should never say never, because today I was in the break room of the Truckers Lounge waiting for a shower to open up. And a couple of the truckers were sitting down watching CNN. And I was like, ah, damn it. I gotta watch whatever liberal crap they're trying to portray in the media. And what do I catch? I catch them talking about some racial fucking shit, to say the least. And it's all white people talking about it. And so they... before this guest comes on, and now I'm only in the break room for like less than 5 minutes. I'm watching this, and the very first thing I see is that they're having statistics of America feels like racism is at an all-time high in decades. I don't fucking see it. I'm out here every day. I'm saying hi to black people. Black people are saying hi to me. You know, I guess truckers unite kind of thing, but, and we don't buy that media bullshit because we're not home watching TV. We're out here getting it. You heard? So, let's get into it. CNN, they put a white woman on television as a guest. She's adopted 3 black women. Girls. Little girls. And she was talking about how her whole life she's had white privilege, and her daughters don't have that white privilege. It's just a mind blow. And she was talking about some white gentleman drove by her house screaming the N-word, and she almost passed out. One lady called her daughter, or her son, or whatever, a young thug or something, but in a good way, like a cute young thug or something. And she was like, oh my god. Now those are bad things, right? But the thing is, they're throwing this racial shit on the television of a couple weird bad things that happen to black people, you know, getting called the N-word and stuff, and you know what this is doing. And like I said, I basically had a glimpse of the news for the first time in years. And I really wasn't interested in television. I really didn't want to hear it because I knew it would frustrate me. And of course, I sat down and watched this shit for 5 minutes talking about how black people are still not equal, white people have this white privilege thing, and we gotta discuss this. We have to discuss this. 2 black guys got killed within a couple days or something, right? Now, of course, I'm not watching television, so I don't have all the liberal logic behind it, if you want to consider it logic. But I do know reality. I hear two black cops get killed, so I do the research. How did they get killed? Why did they get killed? What happened? What was the conflict? Well, one of them robbed a fucking bank or something. Robbed a convenience store. And had a gun on him when the police caught him. And resisted arrest and the whole 9. And the cop was scared for his life. There's somebody who definitely didn't want to go to prison. I mean, both of these guys resisted arrest, and I know for sure one of them had a gun on him. I don't remember the other one. And these people resisted arrest. The same shit would have happened to white people. What the fuck is the difference? And then we have this Black Lives Matter movement, clearly a joke. And people are taking it seriously. Because when you say Black Lives Matter, and your whole neighborhood is killing black people, Who are you protesting? Why are you going out? Protest right here in your fucking neighborhood where black on black crime, black on black deaths are at an all-time high, as always, especially with gun control areas. And you gotta figure, it's just nonsense. And I want to discuss a little bit more into facts and stuff and reasoning. So, I guess black people went to, like, black people decided to kill some police officers, right? And the thing that bothers me with that is that you're retaliating at police officers that were doing their job. And I'm sure right as soon as these black people got killed, these two black guys, I'm sure that out in the media was all types of sympathy and you know, these guys probably never did anything wrong in their life until you look up their background and you realize they got arrested X amount of times. One went to prison so many times and, you know, raping 14-year-old girls and shit. That's what these two guys were. I mean, you got to look at the background, you got to look at logic and facts. If a white person was reaching for his fucking gun when a police officer is suspecting you from armed robbery as it was, with a huge background and felons and warrants and blah, 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 you're going to be feared for your life when you tell him, put your hands up, and he reaches for a fucking gun. Doesn't matter what fucking race you are. If I'm reaching for a gun and I'm refusing to comply with a police officer, I expect to get fucking shot. What the fuck else would there be? Nope, the police officers were like, you know what can really jeopardize my job, my career, my life, and put me in prison? Just finding a black person and fucking shooting them and laughing it off. You think that's what's happening? What do you fucking think is happening? Again, let's go back to facts and reasons and logic. Black on black murders are pretty much at an all-time high. Black people kill white people more than even white people kill white people. Black people kill black people more than any other group killing another group. I believe the statistics are white people who kill black people are like less than 5% of all the black deaths. Less than 5%. But the black on black is like 85% of all everything. Another fun fact is white people get shot by the police more than black people. I know logic and facts are totally against the agenda here by the mainstream, but one thing that you got to understand about the mainstream media is when Hitler is trying to become president and such, you got to understand that this type of realm of thought process is absolutely geared to conform you. When I was at the Truckers Lounge today, and I'm watching the screen, right? There was absolutely no moment of that. I was like, wow, yeah, okay. Because I have this stupid thing called thinking. And thinking is a very intuitive way to understand reality. When you're told reality and you're told how to think, then you're going to be like, oh yeah, okay. A couple truckers were eating up the bullshit when I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck are these guys watching? Turn this shit off. This is brainwashing indoctrination into the new Hitler. I mean, this is the new Hitler. You think it was very difficult for Hitler to come to power? When you look at it and you're like, how the fuck was Hitler able to get into power? Are you watching television? You're just as dumb as those fucking idiots that put Hitler in power. You're just as fucking dumb. And I'm not saying that as a bias. I'm saying that as a reality, as a fact. If you are flicking on your television and turning on a channel for entertainment, for news, for any of that, you are no smarter, more intelligent or more aware of those fucking people who put Hitler in power. No more intelligent. But you have to reach a certain level of understanding and IQ to fabricate that kind of intelligence, to understand that, to notice it. If you are watching television, there isn't, I mean, yes, okay, you can be intelligent, but not think for yourself. I get that. You know, when the liberal logic comes on the television and they're telling you that racism's at an all-time high, you should be scared. Let me point out something for you real quick. The reason why they're gearing towards white people and putting all this hate towards white people in the media is because of one reason. White people have the knowledge and the understanding of the New World Order, or when you go to the average white person, of course, probably a little dumber, but per capita, white people actually have this knowledge and understanding of control, where other races might have it at a much lower level of understanding. So white people have the knowledge of what's going on. Not for the most part, but white people per capita, they have the knowledge and understanding, and they want to buy guns, and they're pro-Constitution, the whole nine. But they're not going to fight for it, right? But there is a group that will. It's the black people. They're the ones that want to fight for something, for their rights, but they don't have the knowledge of what they're fucking fighting for. But the white people have that knowledge. And if we came together and realized, hey, there are differences between us in IQ, in strengths and weaknesses and stuff. There's differences in different things. But white people have the knowledge, and if white people gave the knowledge of who to fight for, black people would actually fucking do it. Instead of fighting for something that is stupid. Hate white people for having the least amount of crimes toward black people. What the fuck? Latinos, I was going to say Asians, but Asians actually have the lowest crime towards black people. Then it's whites, then it's Latinos, then it's blacks, you name it. But when white people have all this intelligence of, I mean, let's look at a couple more facts. The average black person in America has an IQ of around 85. 85. That's not very intelligent. Mentally retarded is 70. They're not the lowest in America in IQ for a race, but they're very close to it. White people have an average IQ of between 100 and 105, with obviously exceptions. I mean, there are Einsteins out there, and they're fucking morons. There are exceptions, but the average is 100 to 105. The closer you get into around the same IQ page, on the same page of IQ and intelligence, that is where people can communicate a little easier and understand each other a little easier and be friends or establish a relationship or something. But when you have this IQ difference of at least 15 points, that's a big difference. So when you're seeing white people being dumbed down, black people being dumbed down, everyone being held down from this make-believe thing that is created through race baiting and talking about black person's the victim that's always going to be on the front line of the news, white people are joining Black Lives Matter, like, obviously that's the new Panther group, but it's much dumber than that, because at least the Panthers, I actually would be behind the Panthers. Reason being is because they actually had some facts and logic. Black Lives Matter, I'm sorry. If you want to be a Black Lives Matter person, cool. But what the fuck are you fighting for? Are you fighting for white people? You have white privilege. This another make-believe thing. First off, there are a lot of dumb white people too, like I stated before. White people who don't know any better, so they pretend to be handicapped and get welfare checks and food stamps, and they're held down. Just like the majority of the black people. The black community is held down. The reason is because black people are the ones who can fight and are willing to fight. White people, not so much. They care about their careers. They care about, making money and being secure and established and the whole nine. Moving up the chain. Now, there are black people that do it. All races do it. Who go into the system, this matrix, and actually establish themselves in the matrix, because you got to be fundamentally aware of the matrix and how it's played in order to move up in the matrix. And most of the black community, or should I say urban community, are held down. They feel like, okay, being a thug is fun, I'd rather have much more fun than going to a 9 to 5. Now, there are jobs out there. Despite what people think, there are a lot of jobs out there. Despite what people think, of course, if you're watching the news and shit, there's no jobs out there. Everywhere I fucking go, every truck stop, every gas station, every fucking place has a now hiring sign. It's not going to be the greatest job in the world, but there's a now hiring job. In the field that I'm in, trucking, there's endless amount of jobs. In fact, they're begging you to join up. They're giving you all the bonuses. They're paying back your tuition. They want you. You're going to make some good money trucking if you know what you're doing. A lot more than McDonald's or a gas station. Make good money trucking. And they're basically saying, here, do it. You don't have to pay a fucking dime for your school. You don't have to do anything except just apply yourself. It's not even hard work. There's jobs out there. If you're sitting on your ass, or you're living the thug life, or you're trying to rob convenience stores or selling drugs on the corner, I'm sorry if your life feels inadequate. And I'm sorry that you're going to blame the white man for where you are. Put it this way. I'm working my ass off every day trucking. I don't get to see home but once every few months. I'm out on the road. I'm working every day, 7 days a week for months at a time. No days off. No days off. But if I went to apply for welfare right now, they'd laugh at me. They wouldn't give it to me. They would give it to you if you are working much less hours, getting underpaid and such, and they give you just enough to survive. So look at it this way. The government is helping people who don't apply themselves. They're helping you. Black people are obviously well into that category of receiving welfare and help. Yet they have the audacity to blame white people for their problems. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just gave you some easy information on how to apply yourself. There's trucking. There's every job I see now hiring. Yet you're not applying yourself, and you're blaming white people because white people might have better jobs and they apply themselves. I know a lot of black people, they could be the head of a bank or, clearly head of the fucking United States of America. Black people can do anything you want. Same thing as white people. Where is this fucking privilege? You just got to apply yourself. And not to mention, most jobs will allow the black person to move up out of fear that there's some such thing as inequality. They'll let the black person move up. The lazier guy, or the one who is least qualified, but just because of your skin color, you excel. They wouldn't do that for a white person. White person has to excel day in and day out and work their ass off to get that position. I mean, All you have to do is apply yourself. Show up the fucking work. You can even be lazy. You know how many lazy people I see at jobs in the past for me? Whether it's a restaurant or Home Depot. Lazy. And it doesn't matter what race you are. You're still going to keep your job. People might talk behind your back. He's fucking lazy. He's not doing his job. But you ain't going to lose your job because of underperforming. And like I said about the beginning, about the statistics on cops shooting white people and black people, white people shooting black people shooting black people shooting white people. The whole point of that was to establish an understanding that it's not white people going out and picking black people. It's not the KKK. And the fact is, a lot of black people think the KKK is relevant today. Yes, there is a KKK with probably less than 100 members. I don't know that for a fact. And a lot of them would probably want to be behind the scenes or something. And I doubt that any of them has ever killed a black guy or woman. And that's the hate group right there. But you're identifying white people who go to work every day. A lot of them don't. Like I said, there's dumb white people too. And I don't believe all the dumb ones are that dumb, where they believe in racism. Because this is the facts. The lower IQ you are, the more you believe what other people just tell you. You don't think for yourself. Clearly thinking is a higher IQ thing. But lower IQ tends to be more aggressive. If you applied yourself in whatever category that you are passionate about, outside of doing harm to others, do it. I mean, apply yourself. I mean, you want to know the secret to Black Lives Matter and everything, and all the racial shit? You want to achieve the fix for that? Apply yourself. Don't do harm to others. None will come back to you. I mean, someone's going to be watching this video and think, you're white, you can't be fucking talking this shit. What the fuck do you know about black people? From someone that was raised in the city, someone who hung out with a lot of the urban community, me, I used to sell drugs. I used to be that person, alright? I stopped doing that years ago. I woke up. I had a conscious awakening when I was 23. And I woke up and I was like, you know what? I know what's really important in life. I had a few near-death experiences, and that's... A lot of people don't want to hear that because they're like, I had a near-death experience. Everyone's had a near-death experience. Like, they almost got in a car wreck or something. No. When you're down on the ground and you're not breathing, that's a near-death experience. And I've had actually a few of them now. Few meaning 3. One of them, I probably shouldn't be here, and that was what happened last year. But the point is, it makes you reevaluate and really makes you focus on what's really important in life. And if you are believing in the Matrix or living in the Matrix, and you see bullshit on the news, you see one white person out of 3 million that say something racial, that has nothing to do with your life. Okay? When you're playing Call of Duty or a video game, and you're hearing racial shit over the video game, and that one white person says, I'm going to kill all black people or something, he's not going to do it. He's not. And if he does, you know, it's one of those rarities. I mean, look at how many people shoot up a school. Do they focus on black people, these fucking white kids? No. They're aiming at people who did them wrong. Or they're going off in a fucking berserk fucking manner. But there's almost never a time where people are singling out black people. Never. But white person goes in the ghetto, all the eyes are on the victim, right? Which is going to be that white person. I hope this wakes you up. I hope this does something for you. I can go on all day with this, but I just wanted to give a few facts, reasonings, evidence, things that matter, instead of the emotional cry out of Black Lives Matter because a couple people got shot, and then, well, it is what it is. If I did it, I'd get shot too. Just a little food for thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video or got something out of it. The information's more valid than my thoughts on it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Stay well, stay healthy, and there's something called peace. Let's achieve it. You know, and the only way we can achieve it is if we stop allowing, fuck it, turn off your television. Turn it off. It's lowering your IQ, it's lowering your consciousness, it's lowering your vibration, and it's teaching you to be a moron. And hateful, and a scumbag. It's teaching you all the wrong things. It's giving you false information, it's giving you a false identity. Be one, be happy, be healthy. I'm out.